For the first time in the history of European competitions, did we see 5 goals being scored in extra time. Never had it ever happened before in the space of just 6 minutes. Manchester United scoring 3 of those 5 goals. By now, you know what exactly happened at Old Trafford. It's called the Theatre of Dreams for a reason. But Alan and I are here to talk and share with you what is it that we experienced in that particular time. It was there was too much to gauge in those 120 minutes of football that we saw at Old Trafford. The pendulum kept swinging. It swung in favor of United in the first half. Towards the second half, we saw the pendulum then swing towards the visiting side in Lyon. But this, Alan, was something like never before. There have been several comebacks that we've seen.
Yeah.
But yesterday was just right through the roof, out of the world, if you ask me.
I think a few of my friends, myself being a United fan, they told me that the perfect thing. We aged 10 years in the last 2 hours. I think that would be the perfect thing to say about this match because, like you said, the pendulum swung, and at one point in time, it was the similar sinking feeling that all United fans had. Over the past few seasons, we've seen this team underperform, slip up, give away leads, and this was like the entire season was coming to an end.
Absolutely.
United are not going to challenge for European spots through the Premier League. This is their last chance. And this is something where they can win silverware and probably go to the Champions League. So the entire season was crumbling before everybody. I saw that visual of a kid who was there,
weeping.
who was weeping. And that was the exact moment. At that point in time, I think every United fan was filled with anger, sadness, and then everything just changed.
You know, one thing that the commentator said again and again in the course of those 90 minutes, especially at the 70th minute mark when United conceded the first goal, that if there's one club that can bottle this from here, given how the season's gone, it is United right now.
Yeah.
And while I hated every part of that being said, being called on air, on broadcast, there was truth in it, I must admit. And that sinking feeling you talk about, it pierced through me, truth be told, when I saw the way United conceded those 2 goals. Not just that, things got worse after the match got into extra time because United were now a man up. And even then you conceded 2 goals, one on either end of half-time of extra time. Now that in many ways was like game set match. You don't expect, forget anyone, it can be any juggernaut you talk about or a team flying high on confidence, but even then when you concede 4 goals, having led for the major part of the match, you're just down on confidence. But what United displayed yesterday for a team that hasn't had and are sure to now finish at their worst position in the Premier League era, they're 13th, 14th right now. They're sure to be finishing in their lowest and the worst possible position. What United displayed yesterday was the kind of mentality that you expect this club to be living by. And there was, of course, that great man watching along from the director's box as well. And it was so heartening to see. And what it meant to those players, if you see those visuals, that Casemiro reaction, the way he went to the ground, he played a crucial role yesterday. It meant so much to the fans. It meant so much to this club. And finally, you could see, or you can say going forward, you know, to be just witnessing this match was an absolute treat, even if you were the neutral.
I think the best way you could sum it up is from Sir Alex Ferguson himself saying, football bloody hell. I think that is the best way you can, you know, when you talk about emotions and when you watch a football game, we've seen so many comebacks, right? When it is our own team that brings out this comeback, the emotion just, to be very honest, I was very numb. I did not know what just hit me. There were people calling me up. There were people who were in tears because that is what this team means to them.
Were you one of those?
No, unfortunately, I just felt numb at that point in time because I just did not know what hit me. And probably after that, what I did was I replayed the whole match. I was specifically pointing to that 10 minutes. And that is when it hit me, my God, this team has done remarkable stuff. This is something of dreams. This is something that is in the fabric of this team to always step up when the chips are down. And you know that United, for for all it is, they have become a material for memes, for trolling. You can the moment that you open Twitter or Instagram, you see all those kind of reels. You would have gotten a lot of them on coming your way. I have gotten it myself. But what we saw yesterday was just this team showing that, this is not going to happen. This cannot happen.
It reflected. Because I saw all of those 120 odd minutes that we saw yesterday at Old Trafford. You could see that not just the manager but the players as well. The one thing United have been held guilty of is not trying enough, for not showing that kind of football, for not showing that desire. Yesterday's match, you could sense it not just from the atmosphere, you could sense it from everything that was moving around there, everything that had life showed desire yesterday in Old Trafford, because you knew that so much hinged on the result of this match. The campaign anyways has been nothing short of a disappointment for you, or a disappointment to say the least. But that result and the avenues of what can happen if United are to go ahead and win the Europa are just so big and so luring when you think of it, that yesterday just had to happen. You had no option but to turn things around.
And that is where I think a lot of fans are angry at United as well. This team has this capability to produce something like this, like a rabbit out of the hat, but they do not do it consistently. You have seen probably them doing this against Manchester City. Same thing. 1-0 down, you had 2 Amad Diallo goals coming in and you beat them. Against Arsenal, 10 men down, you took them to the penalties, you beat them in the FA Cup.
Even the match against Liverpool last season. The FA Cup match.
Yeah, the players are there. The problem is that this team is not able to do it consistently. I have had friends yesterday, one of my friends who is actually in England, he said he was so angry, he was so furious. He was like, how can you let this Lyon side, 10 men, just dog walk you at certain points in time? There is no way you should be 4-2 down after leading 2-0. And that is where United as a team sometimes angers the fans. Sometimes myself, I have been angry at them. I have supported them for probably now 25, almost running on 26 years. I've seen everything. But this was just like, you want these performances.
It's difficult to rate it. What the one thing I've been struggling to do is, because this is a club that is known for making these remarkable comebacks. Be it the famous 99 victory where you won the second Champions League title, to those remarkable wins that we've seen through the years as well. This is so difficult to rate in terms of where this comeback would be for United.
I think obviously if you're a United fan, the number one comeback has always going to be that new comfort. Camp Nou, you went in, you were trailing against Bayern. This will obviously be one of the greatest comebacks, I think, in United history, obviously. But when you look at the things, when you look at the circumstances, a team like United battling it out against a team in the Europa League, stretching it, that is something that the fans don't want to see regularly.
I agree with you. There is this prestige issue. That the fact that yes, this is all that United have to play for, that there is no cup competition left for United in England. Otherwise, the campaign hinges on this competition and the result of it. But United know, and United fans know where they belong. And this is, while there is a lot of significance now, and Europa, I think a lot has changed since the Conference League has come up, and that in many ways has boosted the relevance of the Europa League. But United fans still don't want to be here in the first place.
Exactly.
Yes, that's not to diss the competition or diminish it in any way. But the fact of the matter is, for what United has witnessed in terms of its glory in the past, they don't deserve to be here. United fans still see themselves and they see the club playing at the highest level, at the elite, with the elite clubs only. But such has been the performances that you need to win this competition for you to be, if there's any saving grace or any silver lining for Manchester United this season.
Now, with everything that has happened, this emotion, I think we can just hope that this drives the players on. Like, if this is the fuel that might be the thing that is going to bridge this United team to
because we are a couple of weeks away from there being the semi-final first leg. Is this enough? This one moment, we've seen that in the past as well. Such remarkable victories are enough to push you on and win you the tournament. Could this be United's moment?
See, we're going to be facing Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah.
The whole thing is that you've got the Williams brothers,
yes,
Inaki and Nico. Everybody knows about Nico. I guess Euros was sensational.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to do the same thing against them.
Yeah.
It's as simple as it gets. You cannot afford to do it. And I hope this performance shows them that, we can do this. This team has quality in them. We are going to go to the semis. We are not going to, back down from the fight. We're going to be good with our plans and we're going to beat them. I think this, I hope, will be the fuel for them to bring in that mentality.
The way I see this is and Ruben Amorim said about this that in recent or maybe in the build up to this match he'd seen the 99 documentary, or at some point he had seen the 99 documentary, and it was very uplifting and motivating for him. I'm glad that not just for him as a manager and for others, especially the very young players that we have now in the squad, who would have also just heard stories or seen reels about it, for them to have their own Fergie moment, for them to have their own comeback story. I think this will take the club a long way, and Manchester United just could probably have found that spark that they were trying to find this whole campaign. Probably it's come way too late. There's no argument about that, but perhaps this one moment, I think, is going to be enough for them to believe that yes, it's not done until it's done. That was Alan and me trying to tell you what it is that we felt, and that we can still go on and on, but we've got our limitations here as well. But we look forward to your thoughts. As a neutral, as a Manchester United fan, how is it that you saw the game? How is it that you felt in that moment? And as we touched upon later on, do you think this is enough for Manchester United to go ahead and change their fortunes? Because a lot depends on the outcome of the Europa League for Manchester United. You let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And in case you like this video, give this one a like, share it with your friends and family members, and subscribe to Sports Today.